So future value under simple interest. Now, when you have simple interest and you want to find out what the future value of it is. So because interest accumulates over time, and what you start with, which is your principal in the beginning, will be increasing as time continues to go further. So when you are investing, then obviously it is to your advantage because your principal will start slowly accumulating a little bit more. And when you're borrowing, then it is kind of against you because now you're going to have to pay more than you actually borrowed initially. Now, this concept goes kind of hand in hand with the time value of money because over a particular time frame, the value of your money changes, and that goes hand in hand with equivalent values, and I made a video on that as well, which you can watch. Now, let's make it a little bit simpler. So here for future value, let's imagine that we start at some point in time and we borrow or we invest, and let's say it is $1,000. Now, this would be our principal P. Now, as time continues into the future, so as it continues on into the future, so for that particular amount of time, however long that may be, this time frame will be earning interest depending on what the rate might be given. So now, if you want to find the future value, then all that it is, so your future value, and sometimes your future value, okay, so sometimes they'll use the summation value, which is S, and that is equal to your starting point, which is your principal, plus whatever interest that you earn. Now, this shouldn't surprise you because you want to be able to add the two so that you obtain whatever has happened to your money over time. So as you shift this money over into the future, okay, at a particular interest, this would be your future value if you added up your principal plus your interest. Now, we actually know what our interest formula is. So we know this. This is nothing else but simply your principal times your rate times t. And I talked about that in the introductory video for simple interest. So what we have is we have our principal P plus this interest right here. And that is equal to the future value, or just S, the summation value. Okay, so either or you can use. Now, to simplify this and get a future value formula, so we use a little bit of math here, and I'm going to make it simpler, okay, here for you, just so that you see where the stuff is coming from. Now, notice that, okay, so here we only have P, but in front of a P, we, of course, this says that we have one P, so this is exactly the same thing. 1 times our principal is just our principal, but we don't really write a 1 in front of our variables, but it is there. So this is what we have. And now here we have PRT, so it doesn't look so lonely. And notice that we have, so P in this term and P in this term. So what I can do is I can take that P out, okay? And what I mean by taking it out is I am going to leave, okay, so this 1. So if I take the P out, I'm going to just have a 1 there, which is remaining, plus, and if I take this P out, I will have the R and the T remaining, and my P, okay, is right there. And this is actually your future value formula for simple interest. So if you want to know what the future value is, then you can find that out by using this particular formula. All right, and now notice that to get back into this, okay, all you have to do is you can bring in the P back into your brackets. Okay, so if you multiply it by 1, you'll get P back, and then if you multiply it by RT, okay, you will get PRT back. So this formula should not surprise anybody, okay, in terms of the future value formula. And that's what it is. And there are several examples, okay, linked to this playlist, okay, the simple interest playlist that you can watch if you want to see how to apply this formula to some problems. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful.